what happened when I started to work with Paulina? It's like how she also described her way of living. I was always working and working and working and working, and you always think, okay, I have this, and I know what I have to do, and uh, I have all this graduate, and everything is going well, but you are still not happy. You're still not. You For the first time, you don't know what you want, and you don't know how to get it, because from one time you want, okay, everything is okay, and you are still in your safe place, but you don't know how to break it through. And yeah, when I start to work with Paulina, everything is getting clear. I'm not yet, we are working like 1.5 year already. And I already see a big changes in everything. And
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Karolina, what would you say was because you have some amazing wins, right? So what are some of the biggest wins or results you're really proud of, whether it's emotionally or in your business, that the things that changed, because there's quite some.
I think the biggest change is to international clients, and my revenue is like 6 times more in 1 year.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
it's like
amazing.
I was really like on the market like for 5 years, and I was still like growing like 10% a year, like 20%, like really safe, you're doing your stuff, and you're safe. And since 1.5 years, like six times more, I think. Like four
Yeah.
people
And
extra.
Carolina,
Yeah.
I don't mean to this, but I checked. You first came to work with me end of October last year, so it's less than a year.
Oh, less than a year,
Oh, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
didn't know 6 times. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. And
Yeah.
what else? What about the life what in your life changed?
Now, actually, I start to like maybe I will compare it with the life what was before, because it's really like difficult question, because uh you it's happening all the time, it's never what you said, it's never ending, and you learn all the time. Like every time I try to be like out on your calls and on your master classes, because even if we hear that like 3 times or 4 times, every time you get a new thing, new thing what you like today. I was here already, like, oh, we already did it a few months ago, and today I was like, oh, I don't do it. I have to start to do it, So this is never ending story. And this is really, really funny that every time you push me to next level. Yeah, really, I can say it like, but you don't know it when you do it, but you do it. And what I can compare with the life before is like uh having that kind of job what I have. I Every time I woke up with like anxiety, and
Anxiety?
yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
No, it's okay. Anxiety, yeah.
About the future, about my work, about my clients, about my children, actually about everything, I was really restless, and yeah, I have actually not enough time to myself, and now I really get my time back. Um, I set myself on the first place, and this is actually what you did from the beginning when you start to work with me, to put me on the first place, and from there we do other things. So actually, I think this is the biggest change. But if I don't look only financially, because financially you don't, it's like what I can say. It's gone great, but from emotionally is this, I think the biggest change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love it. And I also know that you grew your team, right? You moved offices, right? As well, I
Oh
think,
no,
and a
I
house.
already start. Nee, I already start a new business. Dus when I
Oh, you
start,
did start a new
but
business. Okay.
like a year ago, I
Great.
had like in this whole building, only one room. And now the whole building is for me. You know, like she's like the
You took
three.
over the whole thing.
And we now we started to renovate everything to build a photo studio downstairs. But I cannot make any photos. I'll already say to you, I cannot make photos. I'm really like on the phone, you know. It's the only way. But this courage what Paulina gave me, like you don't have to be expert to make money in some stuff, in some things, you know. And then I thought, okay, we have a place downstairs, we do something to grow, you know. And it's going like everything is going great, and of course you have to prepare, you know, like I have a budget, and I'm prepared, I have prognosis, I have a marketing strategy and everything. So we are not like, oh, we do something. but we are doing this, you know. Like a year ago, I would never say I would start something like that. And I think this courage, what I have now, this is the most value thing what I get also from working with you. Like you take the risk, and you have to prepare, of course, because you are professional, so you have to prepare. but you also have more courage to do that kind of things, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much, right? But like, it is hard to explain, y'all, right? People, because it's really like the becoming, right? You are so different now than
Yeah.
to where you were, like even visually, right? Like you changed, right? You look like you're stunning, right? You're amazing. And it took work, and you also maybe didn't say that, right? But it takes the contrasting, right? The contrast is there and fear comes up. But really the stepping up, it's incredible, right? How much you can achieve in such a short time. Because, you know, you had so many like few X every time like you did the program. Like now you are in the fourth program. And by the way, I really want to acknowledge you for the fact that you started with CEO retreat, right? I think, and then you sign up for the first beta program for 3 months, and then you sign up for the next program. That was really repetition of the first program, and then you sign up now for the program you're in, which is sort of the repetition of them, but it's always another level. And you're doing the work, and it's working, right? And many people think, okay, I've done it once, it worked. Now let me take a break or a pause and rest. But then usually, it's
No,
kind
then
of like
you forget it.
going back,
Then you
right?
forget
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, so what would you say, first of all, like, because I will, after that, want to share a bit about, the next steps, but like, what would you tell to people who, we all have that fear, right? I also know I have a fear before like investing in something, right? In anything. What would you tell from your perspective to anyone who is hesitating about investing or not sure, can they make it? Can they do it? It's usually, time, money, spouse,
Yeah.
like those objectives. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I can only speak from my own experience, of course, you know, because
Yeah.
like 2 years ago I was divorced, and of course new home, and I'm alone. I have to financially be completely for myself, you know. And when you proposed me to work with you, I took a loan because I didn't have in the beginning this cash to pay for it. So I took a loan to do this first courses, you know, this first big courses. And I thought, okay, and it paid back in 3 months. Before I finished, I already get it back, you know. And so this is how it works. This is this risk what you take, and you really have to work for it, because if you pay for that, you know that you have to work for it. You don't go like,
Wow.
oh, I don't have time today. But what is actually an hour of 1 hour and a half a week? You know, I don't have time with my life to go like on a weekend courses, or I don't have time to go to America to Tony Robbins. I prefer that you do it, and then you teach me, you know, how it's in 1.5 hour, you know, how it was. Yeah, but this is how it works, you know, like this is not my purpose to go somewhere for a week and sit somewhere for a week on the seminar. I really want to have the short information, like really short information, only the clue, and then I know what to do every day. Of not every day, but almost, you know, like you start to
Yes.
work like
Wow.
that. So this is the zeg maar the money was the loan. The time is 1.5 hour a week. Nou ja, there's nothing. And what is the third?
A spouse. Usually it's like, oh, my spouse or my partner will not like it, or I'm afraid that I will, you know, get further from my partner, right? Because it's a more subconscious belief. But sometimes, you know, if the partner makes more money, it's like my partner will not agree. It is very, you didn't have this case, but some people can have this, right? Like, I need approval from my partner to invest, or I need them to say it's okay, and they, you know, they go like, what, why, what, why, like, right? Sometimes it's not being supportive. So
Yeah. Now actually, I put myself on the first place, and I really ashamed that I didn't do it like 10 years ago. You
mhm.
know, like I'm really happy that like this last year changed really everything, like on every level. So
Yes.
for me, it's like I understand with the partner because I know how it is to be with the partner, but you have to be stubborn. You have to be stubborn. This is your decision, and you feel it if it's for you or not, you know. You feel it, but I
I
know
know.
already. I learned that your ego doesn't want to change, so your ego will find a lot of reasons. When I already wanted to start with you, my car was broken. um um Everything was my refrigerator, my washing machine, like everything happened in 1 week, you know. Like, oh, you cannot do it because, but then when you start to work with your saboteurs, you know, hey, this is not me, this is the saboteur. You don't want me to change, you know, so you will not do it. And then because you start to see these saboteurs and this what we are learning, then actually you have a middle finger to this, to all these saboteurs, like, no, I will do it. I will do it. I want to do it, you know. Actually.
Oh my God. I'm so proud of you. And I still remember, by the way, just for you to know, right? Because it's very common that even if you know it, the sabotage will come up and blind you too. Because you, Carolina, before this course, you were telling me, oh, I'm gonna take a pause because I'm having this project. And I remember I was like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, don't do it. And I wasn't, you know, because it's the thing is that, you know, I never want to be like a salesy, you know, person who's pushing you and you think
Yeah.
that, and but however, I do know when the sabotage comes up, right? So I remember I told you, hey, are you sure? Like, you know, this is not so much time, and you actually need the support, right? To keep that strength, right? To keep
Exactly.
growing what you want. You need this,
Exactly.
and you did sign up, right? So are you happy with this decision?
Yeah, actually, it was my reason was, oh, we already finished this English version, and it was all actually this Polish version, like right away, like few weeks later. And I started this project with this photo studio. So I said, no, I really have to concentrate on this one, and my whole energy is going there. It's always something like of your children, of your partner, of your parents, of your work, of everything. And now I know, like, everything what we have, oh, even if I cannot be every time like really on time, but I listen it back, you know, then I know, oh yeah, this is exactly what is happening now in my life, you know. And you know, like, and this is, I think, I really believe that this new project is going smooth because of this, you know, because I'm in this flow, and because every time, like this, I really believe this is also like energetically we are um, I don't know how to say. Nie ma przypadku.
It's not, there's no, it's like all synchronizing.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
aligned. There's no like accidents. It's not
There's
accident
no
that something happened.
accident, you know, that I
Attracted.
really exactly that I start with this Polish group because this thing what I hear, like I really can mirroring, you know, it's like, oh really, this is exactly how it feels, and then you get this idea
Yes, yes.
all the time. This is how it works, and I think this is how it works. This is not like in 2 hours you get like big boom. Sometimes it's big boom, but normal is like really gentle gentle, smooth energy flow what changed something, you know. I cannot describe it differently.
Yeah, I know it's hard to describe it. I also not. It's like you keep shifting, right? And Tony Robbins talks about 2 millimeter shifts. And when you think about it, if you started a plane goes from Amsterdam to New York, it's always off course, but it keeps adjusting. But if it was, let's say, 2 millimeters off course, it would not end up in New York, right?
Yeah.
Like it would end up somewhere else because over the time it would like completely, like the trajectory would completely change. So that's how the micro changes, they are compounding. And every time you get an insight and every time something like now, let's say you're listening to it and tomorrow you'll have a thought and it will be the first time you go like, no, this thought should, no, I already know, right? So like you're already changing, right? This thought is, so it's always happening. When you're like in container like that, it just happens all the time, right? Like that you're just shifting and shifting and shifting. And then yes, there are big booms too, because we did have few of those with you as well. And also everyone is different. But thank you so much. I love watching you grow and shine, and you look amazing. And I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you for doing this for
Thank
us.
you very much.